Hey guys, I'm James, Master Instructor of the Dent King Training Institute here in California. And with me I've got 4 guys who are wrapping up a couple of good weeks of PDR training here. Now, 2 of these guys here are actually leaving today. They've been in our class for the past 2 weeks, going through the 80-hour PDR course. Now, say hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
So let's go around real quick and just introduce yourselves. Tell me your name and where you're from.
My name is Diego Olivares, and I'm from El Paso, Texas.
My name is Michael Leone, and I am from New York, Long Island.
I'm Travis Clare. I'm from Rochester, Minnesota.
And I'm Lee Newbold. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Now, for you guys coming out here, for you 2 guys, first off, coming out here doing PDR, on your first day, was it something that you guys had ever tried before? Did you ever try your hands at PDR, or was it something totally that was, brand new to you guys?
For me, it was something brand new. I'd never tried it before.
What were your thoughts on that first Monday, at the end of the day?
Just try and get better, That's it.
What about for you?
I did try it a little bit. Failed miserably. So I put a couple dents in my truck and then didn't really try it since. I always have a background in body work, so I just always stand in pain if I need to. But the first day, I kind of knew, like I said, I tried it, but I knew it was going to be hard. It's definitely coming along.
Now, getting into it for you, this same question for you 2 guys. You guys have been in it for a week now. Well, actually, you've been part of our class for a week. For Lee over here, for those of you guys who don't know, he's actually been pushing for not a long time, but for about a year now, right?
Yeah.
Had his hands in some, several storms, gone through a couple hail cars, and he's cracked some paint and, shed a few, some beads of sweat there, trying this. So for you now, coming through this, we're getting to different types of hail dents, right?
Right.
What's the main difference that you would take, or what's your take so far in this first week of what you've done now versus what you were doing in hail?
Being able to read the dent as far as crowns go and body lines and how the tension in different areas of the body lines is holding that dent down. We don't deal with that in hail much at all. You're just pushing one hail dent after another. So having the hail background as far as pushing the dent up flat, that helps. And then getting in here and understanding the dynamic of how the different dents are held in place.
Dealing with a little bit kind of more complex dents, right? With, like you said, just moving pressure and so on. And this is a phrase that I know I'm going to continue to hear this from you. He said something earlier this week that was like, "What, hail doesn't make creases, so I don't have to know how to do a crease." But he quickly learned that creases are a big part of the game. As far as PDR goes and different body line type stuff and just moving metal and so on. But it's very true though for guys who do just do hail. You do kind of just get used to really doing a certain type of dent, and just doing it over and over again in certain, on rails and in the roof and top panels and so on. And all of a sudden we twist you and turn you sideways and do a door ding. It's like, okay, now it's a whole nother set of muscles and it's a different way of thinking and seeing things, Now, Michael, for you, you came out here, you've been here with us for a week. Now, your family owns a body shop.
No, it's actually a used car dealership.
Used car dealership, that's right.
Cars come in used with a bunch of dents. I see it all week long, just dent work and stuff. But I never had hands-on before. Now,
do you guys have a dent technician that comes out and services the dealership now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen him do
Yes.
PDR and so on. So what were your thoughts on it? The end of your first day, getting into it, seeing what he does, because most dent technicians, if you don't know what they're doing, it looks easy, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden you try it for yourself for the first time. What were your thoughts at the end of the first day?
Very it's difficult, but once you push it out, it's like the most relieving thing you ever feel. It's pretty difficult.
It is, like I said, it does look easy, right?
Yeah.
It does look easy, but it does get easier, obviously, with time, the more you do, but with anything, doing hail, the first car that you did versus the last car that you did, the first paint job or, whatever it is that you guys do, it's like the more and more you do it, obviously the easier it gets. It becomes second nature. It's just like breathing, right? You don't even think about it, What would you say, Diego, for you has been like the most difficult part of just learning PDR overall?
The most difficult part would be Just the crease dents,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that kind of run like 2 or 3 inches or 4 inches. Those were the most difficult for me to try and push out.
And I think with that type of dent, a lot of guys, you have half the students come through that do really well at them, and half the students struggle with them. And I think that the struggle part of it is because you're really having to pay attention to your tightness of your pattern and your tool placement, right? And it's just that movement all the way across, right? And keeping it consistent. I mean, in my opinion, that's usually what it is, But with that type of dent, it's kind of it's good because it really helps you with that tool location, and the tool placement in it, right? So, what about for you? What's been the most difficult part, if there's been any difficulties for you?
Yeah, I was kind of the opposite. I think I did really well with the creases, but I definitely struggled with glue pulling.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like I ended up with more dents after pulling sometimes than I did to begin with. So, and then that last one on
Yeah.
the body line was pretty good.
That was a tough one. That was a nice shot. That was a nice stiff area. We were just talking about that before we started the video. But yeah, you're going to have some dents that are going to pull very easy, and you're going to rip some really huge highs and not realize that it's going to pull that sharp. And it's a matter of there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to it. You're trying this. Well, okay, this glue works, but maybe this lifting device doesn't, or vice versa. And you're just trying different tab combinations and so on until you really find something that works. And I know with you guys doing hail, or you in general, doing hail, do you have a specific glue that is like your go-to glue, and your specific tabs, your go-to type of tab that you use more often than not?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, was that something that you kind of discovered on your own, or was it because, I know you've done some work with your brother, was it more like on his recommendation, do this and this is what I say, or did you actually have a hand in trying different things?
It's probably 75% his technique on which tabs to use for which dents and how much glue to put on,
Mm-hmm.
and then when to use a slide ham versus a lifter.
Uh-huh.
And paying attention to those rails that are curved and putting dents with your mini lifter with the legs and
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But from then on, I just took off. He uses a different glue than I ended up using, so
Mm-hmm.
I have my go-to, and it works for me in all weathers and all dents. As far as the tabs go, hail guys usually just use the 12, 9, and 5 millimeter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you see there's so many different combinations where I'm sure you've had your hands on some glues, and then there's some stuff you never even tried before. Like I said, there's so many combinations of glues and tabs and lifters and all of that stuff. What we introduced you guys here with 20 to 25 different types of tabs and all the different brands and different glues and 15 to 20 different types of glues and 5 different mini lifters and 3 slide hammers. I mean, there's the combinations are endless. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It comes down to just trial and error. Now, lastly, I just want to just check with you two guys here that are leaving today. What is your guys' plan with PDR? You get home, you've got your box of tools, they're home. You open them up. It's like Christmas Day now. What's your plan when you get home? What are your plans with PDR?
Well, my plans are to keep working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Practice as much as I can, and perfect it to the most that I can.
And look to your business right now. You do, I see, custom finishes, and you do detailing, right?
Yes.
And what else? I remember there was a couple of things in there.
It's a full automotive paint shop, collision, and we do the HVAC for the vehicles.
Okay.
And full details.
Gotcha. So I mean, it's perfect for you to start incorporating this into the business because you already have customers' cars in your possession, right? And I mean, it's just a matter now of pointing out these dents to them and saying, "Hey, we got your car in hand. We're going to have your car for another couple of days. We'll take care of this ding also for, another $100, $200 or so on, right?"
Yeah.
So it's an easy add-on,
Yeah.
right? So what about for you, Travis?
I put a post on Facebook to some friends, and I got 20, 30 cars lined up just for practice, and I'm not charging anybody. It's going to be straight practice, and then from there I'm just asking people to put referrals out and spread the word, and eventually it's going to be added into my current business, and then eventually maybe branch off, see how it goes, and just kind of, I'd like to hire somebody to do what I do now in my current business, and then go out and get around a little bit. And,
Good. Expand the empire.
yeah, right.
Now, for you two guys, you guys have been here with us for a week. You haven't been doing it for a week, but think back to your first day when you first started doing this, and I want you guys to think about this also, the first Monday for you guys. What would, if you were able to go back right now and just say like one piece of advice you can give yourself on your first day when you first picked up that first tool, going out there, helping your brother, doing however it was when you got into this, a year and a half ago, whatever it was, what would you tell yourself right now?
Push more.
Push more.
Push more dents
Okay.
every day.
Good.
So once you start, you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You want to do a few and you want to quit.
That's all I need. That's it.
So
Just a couple get me
just
through.
do more. Just bulldoze through it.
Good. How about you, Travis?
I'd say just be more consistent with tap downs and tighter pattern on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a problem area.
And with that though, consistency is key overall with everything, whether it's pushing or glue pulling or tapping. I mean, everything has to be, you get into that rhythm, right? And it's just got to be consistent, right? What about for you, Diego?
For me, it would be to be more patient with the dent, to try not to push too hard to avoid more work. Just be more patient.
Patience, good.
For me, it would just be keep on doing it and avoid pushing it up so I don't have to go back and tap it down.
Oh, well, that takes all the fun out of it if you were perfect on every push, But I mean, those are all good, valid, points of, good tips for yourself. Starting out, looking back on it in hindsight, and saying, okay, I need to really focus on this and so on. But with everything, it's obviously a learned skill, and people don't come into this and are just perfect right away, right off the bat, day one. At least I don't ever know anybody, and if there is anybody that you guys know out there, let me know, because I'm curious to meet them, and I want proof. When he started and pushed his first dent, but that doesn't happen that way, right? I mean, that's not realistic, okay? But, we thank you guys, and we hope that we do stay in touch. We tell you guys to stay in touch and add us on Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff. Good luck to you guys. I know we'll be seeing you guys. You're planning on coming back, right, and doing some, some paint correction, ceramic coating,
Yes.
right? And then you're coming back to do some more PDR probably in the future here, and you guys are going to be with me for a couple more weeks. But, to you guys out there, we thank you guys again for subscribing and following us. We thank you guys for following us on Facebook. If you don't know what it is, it's the Dean King Training Institute over on Instagram, official Dean King. Here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, continue to share our videos. And again, we thank you guys for following us. And from all of us here, thanks for watching, and we'll be seeing you guys real soon.